Hey there, and welcome to this explainer on the architecture of focus. So you know that feeling when your brain just completely stalls out right in the middle of a crazy workday? Yep, we've all been there. Today we're diving into exactly how you can reclaim that attention span, and trust me, it's a real game changer. Losing your focus? Man, we all know that exact feeling, don't we? You're just sitting there, staring totally blankly at your desk. The cursor on your screen is just blinking at you. Blink, blink, blink. You can practically feel your energy draining away by the second. You're physically there, sure, but mentally, completely checked out. Decision fatigue has taken the wheel. It's a totally universal struggle, and it is incredibly frustrating when you've got a mountain of work staring you down. And honestly, that deep frustration, it usually stems from this super outdated work habit we all inherited, the struggle of the single location. We've been completely conditioned to believe that to get work done, we absolutely have to sit unproductively in one single spot, chained to our desk until the job is finally finished. But forcing yourself to stare at the exact same wall when your mind is fried, it just doesn't work. Your brain actually stops registering new stimuli. Dopamine drops, and boom, in rolls that dreaded brain fog. We really need a physical remedy here. Okay, let's dive into this. The ultimate remedy presented in our source is this remarkably simple but incredibly powerful concept called environment hopping. So what is it? It's just the intentional act of changing your physical location specifically to boost your focus. I know, it sounds almost too easy, right? But it's actually a direct physical intervention for your wandering mind. You're leveraging your physical space to trigger a complete cognitive reset.
Just think about the contrast between our stagnant, old way of working and this dynamic approach. When you just sit there endlessly staring at the exact same desk, you're trapped. You're in a state of physical stagnation, basically just hoping inspiration magically strikes. But when you intentionally change your location, you instantly shift into cognitive activation. By simply moving your body, you're breaking that psychological pattern of distraction and giving your brain a totally fresh slate to engage with.
The core strategy here is all about actively boosting productivity through environment hopping. And to be clear, this isn't just about taking a break to zone out or scroll on your phone. It's a calculated maneuver to accelerate your output. When you switch locations, you give yourself an environmental reset that actively frees up mental bandwidth. You aren't running away from your work at all. You're accelerating toward it by forcing your brain to map a brand new context, which naturally sharpens your attention.
Now, what's really interesting is how we can actually gamify the source's advice into a highly actionable 3-step checklist. Step 1, notice your focus dropping. Honestly, this is often the hardest part because you need the self-awareness to catch yourself slipping into that glazed-over state. Step 2, relocate. Just grab your laptop or notebook and physically move. Step 3, boost productivity. Settle into the new spot, let that context shift wash over you, and let it restore your mental clarity. It's a simple little loop you can trigger anytime.
You might be thinking you need to pack up all your gear, fight traffic, and flee to some distant coffee shop across town to make this work. But the text reveals the true power of the micro-relocation. You absolutely do not need a massive geographical change. A simple, tiny shift in your immediate environment is totally enough to trigger a brand new context map in your brain. It signals to your nervous system that the old distracted phase is over and it's time to start a new, highly focused chapter of work.
To bring this theory completely down to earth, our source points to some highly accessible examples right in your own home, like the balcony or the kitchen. If you've got a balcony, just stepping out there instantly changes the lighting, the temperature, the acoustic environment. Moving to the kitchen counter, even if it's kind of messy from breakfast, forces a change in your posture and your sightlines. These are micro-relocations. They take almost zero travel time, but they yield massive cognitive dividends just by tricking your brain into a fresh start.
And this brilliantly illustrates a total shift in perspective. Normally, we view these everyday spaces based entirely on their primary functions, right? A kitchen is where you cook, a balcony is where you sit. But through the lens of environment hopping, they transform from mere living areas into strategic productivity life hacks. You are literally weaponizing your own floor plan to defend your attention span. How cool is that?
So the crucial point is, when you feel that heavy wall of brain fog approaching, don't panic. And definitely don't stubbornly try to push through it staring at the exact same spot. Taking back control of your cognitive environment is completely in your hands. Your immediate surroundings are literally the solution, just waiting for you. By recognizing that your physical space dictates your mental state, you empower yourself to engineer your own focus simply by taking a few footsteps down the hallway.
I want you to look around your own surroundings right now in a completely new way. Is your kitchen counter actually your next great productivity tool? Is that random armchair in the corner the key to finally finishing your report? The architecture of focus is already built right into your home. You just have to decide to use it. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you next time.